Not want to do anything to encourage more illegal immigration into this country.
We have to stop the inflow of illegals coming into our country.
Mexican government's policies are pushing migration north.
The Mexican government is much smarter, much sharper, much more cunning, and they send the bad ones over because they don't want to pay for them. They don't want to take care of them.
Look, I voted numerous times when I was a senator to spend money to build a barrier to try to prevent illegal immigrants from coming in.
We will build a wall. It will do what it's supposed to do. Keep illegal immigrants out.
If they've committed transgressions of whatever kind, they should be obviously deported.
And some of these people are causing tremendous problems. All you have to do is look at the crime wave. If I'm elected, they're going to be out of there day one.
I voted for border security, and some of it was a fence. I don't think we ever called it a wall. Maybe in some places it was a wall.
We're going to have a border. It's going to be a real border.
You know, secure our borders with technology, personnel, physical barriers if necessary. We need to have tougher employer sanctions.
We have a country, we have to have borders. We have borders, we have to have laws. We either have a country or we don't.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
All right, this is dramatic. Democrats have come out and are supporting President Trump's detention of undocumented migrant children so they not be put in general population with the thousands of other adults that come in every day. That's just common sense, while they're vetted, while they're medically checked, while they're fed. So in a big turn of events, Dianne Feinstein and Hillary Clinton have come out in support of the president. It's incredible. Of course, the issue is they think you don't have a memory. This is years ago. This is actually Hillary just a few years ago. We got Feinstein more than 20 years ago. But here's Hillary Clinton. Just because your child reaches the border doesn't mean your child gets to stay. Here it is.
And many children are fleeing from that violence.
Should they be able to stay here? It's safer.
It may be safer, but that's not the answer. I do not.
So should they be sent back?
Well, first of all, we have to provide the best emergency care we can provide. We have children 5 and 6 years old who have come up from Central America. We need to do more to provide border security in southern Mexico.
They should be sent back now.
Well, they should be sent back as soon as it can be determined who responsible adults and their families are, because there are concerns about whether all of them can be sent back, but I think all of them who can be should be reunited with their families. And just as Vice President Biden is arguing today in Central America, we've got to do more. I started this when I was secretary, to deal with the violence in this region, to deal with border security. But we have to send a clear message. Just because your child gets across the border, that doesn't mean the child gets to stay. So we don't want to send a message that is contrary to our laws or will encourage more children to make that dangerous journey.
Now, that's Hillary in 2016, early 2016, February 2016. Today, she's saying the opposite. Now, notice she can say it perfectly. She's smart. If you implode the border, if you invite people to do this, it invites human smuggling, collapse level stuff like Europe. She knows. She was trying to fool voters, it's in the WikiLeaks, by acting conservative or common sense. Now that she didn't make power, she's showing you who she really is. It's incredible. But let's see a few more of these clips. And it's not just her. It's Joe Biden. It's Barack Obama. It's Dianne Feinstein. I mean, I have hours of these clips, but I want to go to your phone calls. But I've had Democrats confront me on the street and go, how dare you don't want to take care of the poor migrant children? Oh, are you taking care of them down in Guatemala, Nicaragua, El Salvador? Are you going down there? Like my family's actually gone down as missionaries and in the military and other things to try to help people? No, you haven't done that. No, you didn't go take Spanish at LSU and then volunteer for Vietnam and then go down and live down there and be a missionary. No, you didn't do any of that, you Democrats. You just virtue signal to everybody else about how great you are, but you don't fight. You sign on to the Communist Chinese plan and then point your finger at those of us who actually fight communism and say, we're the enemy. You're a joke. But here's another clip. Hillary Clinton used to sound a lot like Trump. We're going to go to that one next. And then we're going to play Dianne Feinstein. Here it is.
We can enforce our borders. I think we should enforce our borders. To have a situation where 40% of the babies born on Medicaid in California today are born of illegal immigrants creates a very real problem for the state, which is in deficit.
Look, of course you can enforce the borders.
Let me finish.
I agree.
To have 17% of our prison population at a cost of $300 million a year be illegal immigrants who come here and commit felonies.
All right, that's Feinstein. Back when the Democrats were behaving like Republicans to get elected and then open the border. Let's continue with Hillary.
We do not want to do anything to encourage more illegal immigration into this country.
We have to stop the inflow of illegals coming into our country.
Mexican government's policies are pushing migration north.
The Mexican government is much smarter, much sharper, much more cunning, and they send the bad ones over because they don't want to pay for them. They don't want to take care of them.
Look, I voted numerous times when I was a senator to spend money to build a barrier to try to prevent illegal immigrants from coming in.
We will build a wall. It will do what it's supposed to do. Keep illegal immigrants out.
If they've committed transgressions of whatever kind, they should be obviously deported.
And some of these people are causing tremendous problems. All you have to do is look at the crime wave. If I'm elected, they're going to be out of there day one.
I voted for border security, and some of it was a fence. I don't think we ever called it a wall. Maybe in some places it was a wall.
We're going to have a border. It's going to be a real border.
You know, secure our borders with technology, personnel, physical barriers if necessary. We need to have tougher employer sanctions. And
We have a country, we have to have borders. We have borders, we have to have laws. We either have a country or we don't.
The difference is Trump is actually doing some of what he said he'd do. Hillary is the opposite. And he accepted a bill like he always said, I will, absolutely, if somebody's been here 20, 30 years and they don't have a criminal record and they're part of society, weren't born here, we'll just fast track them in a year, they'll be citizens. But if you got a bunch of felonies and you're 40-something years old and claim you've been here for 20 years, but we know you really live in Nicaragua 2 years ago, your ass is gone. It's real simple. We should be vetting people with a basic system, just like every other country does. It's incredible. All right, I'm going to go to your phone calls when we come back for a few segments. And then we've got a guest host coming on, and then Owen Schroyer's loaded for bear. There's a bunch of other news I didn't hit. This just broke by Jamie White. I mentioned this earlier, but this story needs to go really viral. InfoWars right again. War inside FBI triggered reopening of Clinton email probe. And the whole investigation into the reopening on Anthony Weiner. As we reported from the time from our sources that included the State Police of New York and the State Police of New Jersey, and also the Central Intelligence Agency, you know, the good guys that are in there. We told you all that with Doug Hagman and others. InfoWars right again. War inside FBI triggered reopening of Clinton email probe. IG report confirms Patriot agent concerned McCabe delayed probe into Anthony Weiner, put pressure on them, causing Comey to reopen it for a week so they could have the excuse to it had to be reopened to kick it back down to the state. The Inspector General's report reveals the FBI reopened Hillary Clinton's probe due to pressure from a case agent concerned over private emails found on Anthony Weiner's laptop, confirming InfoWars News. Because see, the feds could cover it up, but there were so many copies of it that when a patriot saw it and knew, they had to then reopen it to then shovel it down to the state level and try to contain it. The report explains how a Patriot FBI agent dumbfounded over the fact that top FBI leadership had taken no action in almost a month over the discovery of a batch of emails that was reportedly really bad stuff on Weiner's laptop. It's got all the quotes here, all the documentation. It's on page 302, which again is the name of an FBI report. It's kind of a message like an FBI agent reports. The field agents report on 302s. That's the name of the documents. So funny, they stuck this on page 302. It's like little hidden Easter eggs saying, here's our real report. Look at this. This is the key. This is what's important. This is what Comey did. Comey covered it up. So it's a big article. It tells it all. It's got clips from the emails, from the text messages, from the Inspector General's report, who's testifying, by the way, right now. So we're going to go to break and come back just briefly. I haven't come up with the new specials. I mean, the specials are already so huge. Free shipping on all our best-selling nutraceuticals, 50% off on X2, Brain Force, Super Male Vitality. It's all there. That's got to end today. But I've been so busy covering news and working 7 days a week. I'm not complaining. I love it. But I was up here Saturday and Sunday that I just haven't gotten around to. I'm going to have a marketing meeting and look at products, what we've got in and what's new, the new specials that are coming. But these are some of the biggest specials ever, and it's got to end today. Free shipping on those items, and all our best-selling supplements, 50% off. That's got to end, and your purchase funds this operation. InfoWarsStore.com, InfoWarsLife.com. We're changing the world thanks to your support. And it makes it easy because you get really great life-changing products at the same time. So all of you that have been on the fence about trying InfoWars Life products, man, you really owe it to yourself to check them out because it funds this operation. Plus, these are amazing products that are so good. I want you to have them so you try them and see how great they are and then want it over and over again. I want a relationship with you.
You know, someone very profoundly once said many years ago that if fascism ever comes to America, it'll come in the name of liberalism.
Gonna hit me? Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
An illegal teenage immigrant from Honduras has been charged with killing his mother. Funes is a so-called dreamer protected under the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, or DACA.
A truck had smashed the family's car on the right side. That's where Lennox was sitting in his little car seat. Border officials say Banda is a Mexican national in the country illegally. He's been deported 15 times in 15 years.
Villa Lopez has a sordid story that includes a prior deportation and identity fraud, in addition to the sexual assault of a friend's teenage daughter.
But I have a simple message today for every gang member and criminal alien. We will find you, we will arrest you, we will jail you, and we will deport you.
He was deported a whopping 8 times, suspected in a deadly hit and run earlier this week.
He's charged with sex abuse, sodomy, burglary, robbery, assault, and kidnapping. Court records show he's been deported and returned 20 different times.
The father of 2 killed in a horrifying crash. Police say that the driver was a drunk, unlicensed, illegal immigrant.
According to an ICE news release, he is a known gang member and has been previously deported 4 times.
Tonight, police say an illegal immigrant with a blood alcohol level 3 times the legal limit slammed into the back of an SUV carrying a family of 4. He had been arrested just hours before this crash.
A woman telling deputies she was sure she was going to die after deputies say this man, Juan Ortega Orozco, broke into her home and crept into her bed.
He's in this country illegally. He has a rich criminal history of violating the law.
In the past 2 years, he's been charged with 5 felonies, including trafficking meth and leaving the scene of a crash.
Jermaine Daniels says in a change from under the Obama administration, federal agents now appear to be rounding up any undocumented person they come in contact with.
Federal agents eating breakfast 1 minute, arresting restaurant staff the next.
Illegal border crossings are down reportedly 70%. Arrests inside the country are up 40%, and demands for removal up 80% as well.
But, you know, we can't apologize for enforcing the law. If you break the law, that's a choice that you make, and there are consequences to that.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
We can't extend this free shipping sale much longer without
our best-selling items at InfoWarsStore.com. In fact, we can only run it a few more days. We're also running out of some of our best-selling items, like our amazing nootropic Rainforce. It's $19.95. Leading competitors are $60 and aren't even as good. It's a great deal, normally at $39.95. Rainforce, you've never tried it, this is a great opportunity. $19.95. Also, Alpha Power is 50% off. If you don't know what it's done for me and so many others for stamina, focus, libido, it does so many things. X2, even though we're having trouble sourcing the deep earth crystals of the good halogen iodine, I am blowing out the stockpile of it we have, at least for another few days, at 50% off. And then after that, it's going to go back to full price until we secure more of it. InfoWarsLife.com, InfoWarsStore.com, or 888-253-3139. And thank you all for helping fund the second American global revolution.